Look who's back. It is a really busy time for travel right now. Lots of families going on spring break trips. You may be watching us from a hotel room on your spring break. Hello. And even if you're not flying somewhere, you still might have the little itch to book your next vacation. Here are the latest travel news and deals. Give it up for Jared from Thrifty Traveler.
Jason.
Well, try to follow the kangaroo lady.
It's impossible. We don't know what to do.
I'm not joking. For you new to us, Jared's been on our show almost since the beginning. And when I saw this booking, and we were talking yesterday, we said, oh, okay, we're going to do this. We'll do hot dish, then the kangaroo lady, and then Jared. And I go, poor Jared, following the kangaroo lady. Yeah, well, welcome. Well, and you're not, and we got to start with, we have two segments with Jared. Let's start with the big travel news, and this isn't good. Look at your face. Southwest. Can you explain if they're in a market that doesn't have, what did they do?
Yeah, so to make this just super simple, a hedge fund came in and bought a big piece of Southwest, of their stock, and now is forcing them, Southwest Airlines and their leadership, to make huge changes to the way Southwest operates to make more money for investors.
What hedge fund people do, that's right.
Yes. Which is essentially they're changing the entire company culture of Southwest, which is almost 60 years old. And anyone who's flown Southwest knows it's a little bit different than other airlines. Historically, bags fly free, which is huge. No assigned seating, no basic economy. So they've kind of went against the grain of the race to the bottom of what all the other airlines are doing. And then now, frustratingly, they've reversed everything. And yeah, in a few months, they're going to be like every other airline.
And bag fees too, right?
Yes, bag fees, seat fees, everything that you expect from Delta, American, United, and other airlines you can now expect from Southwest.
With your expertise, I know you don't have a crystal ball. What happens when a company like Southwest just quite literally, I don't think this is an over-dramatization, quite literally abandons what made them special in the first place to a lot of consumers?
Yeah, company culture is huge at Southwest. Like, their employees stay there, and like if you've flown Southwest, it's different, like I said. So what's going to happen? I mean, I asked the question to myself, why would I fly Southwest now? And I know there's so many families that fly Southwest for the bags fly free specifically. Why would you choose Southwest? Because they're not better if everything's a level playing field and the fees are the same and everything. Like, I'm going to fly other airlines. I think a lot of families are going to fly other airlines. So I don't understand necessarily how this improves profitability long term if fewer people are going to fly Southwest.
What has the reaction been with other airlines? Like Frontier, do they see blood in the water?
I'm not sure. I think they're just kind of poking. It's actually, I don't know if anyone sees this as like really positive. It's just kind of
None of their competitors see this as a positive.
Yeah, it's because an activist investor's coming in, forcing management to do things, we joke at our office kind of like with a gun to their head. They don't have a choice. And it's kind of just sad. So yeah, I'm sure there's some opportunities here, but I don't know. I see it as a consumer, like for all of us who, the traveling public, there's probably going to be less competition long term between airlines.
Which is never good for us.
Which is never good because that means higher flight prices.
Speaking of prices, whenever Jared's here, we have flight deals for your spring and summer vacations. We'll do that and more when we come back in a moment, where you should be flying next.
Sorry, so I'm depressed.
No! Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. More with Jared from Thrifty Traveler. We have great questions, but let's get to some deals first. Whenever Jared's here, we go through some good deals from all of you, all the cities that the Jason show's in. What are we looking at, buddy?
Yeah. So we got 7 different Jason show markets. Here's some flight deals. And again, most of these are bookable directly through the airline or use Google Flights to search. Austin to Santiago, Chile for 54,000 Sky Miles round trip. Normally that's like $1,000. So Sky Miles, great use of Sky Miles in economy cabin. Seattle to Tokyo, Japan, $698 flying ANA, one of the best airlines. September through February. Detroit to Iceland for $470 round trip this summer on Iceland Air nonstop. Orlando to Portland, Maine, a great place to go during the summer. $200 round trip, again from Orlando.
Wow.
Chicago to Brussels, Belgium, $397 round trip this fall. Minneapolis to Helsinki, Finland this spring and fall for $579 round trip. And Milwaukee to Fort Myers, Florida for $210 round trip through June. Again, go to Google Flights, search, and book.
There we go. Let's get to some questions from all of you on our socials. First up, Betty asks, hey, Jared, I've heard you should always book a hotel directly with the company. What about using credit card miles to book a room? Do you recommend that?
Wow, Betty gets it. Yes, always book directly through the hotel. Even sign up, like say you're going to book a Hilton hotel, sign up for their loyalty program and search. A lot of times you'll get lower rates because you're in their program and it's free to sign up. And then, of course, always, if you have points, compare the cash price of booking to what it would be with points. Because
every time he's here, I'll say it, and I tell the studio audience in our Q&As, this man has saved me quite literally thousands of dollars in travel by, I call it playing Jared's game. Yeah, with the credit cards. Next, Chris has the next question. Hi, Chris. He asks, I know Delta will give you flight credit if the price goes down after you book it. Do other airlines do this as well?
Yes, and this is my #1 travel hack right now. If you book a ticket on Delta, United, American, right after you book it, go to Google Flights, set up a Google Flights price alert, and monitor the price. If it drops, then you can cancel your ticket if you book main cabin or higher, avoid basic economy, and so yeah, again, the price drops, cancel it, rebook, and you'll get a voucher for the difference. And you can save a lot of money, and I know you have as well, Jason.
We did a trip, really quick, anecdotally. It dropped twice. I ended up saving, we called back, well, when I say we, I mean Colin. When we called back, I saved $600. It dropped by that much. It was to Hawaii, so it was expensive. Next one, Connie. Hi, Connie. She asked, hey, Jared, how much time should you always allow between connecting flights? And what airports are the worst for making connecting flights? That's a good question. You know, when you're booking and you're making a connection, what do you, in your experience, anecdotally, how much time is a good 2 hours? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the airline's only going to allow you to book a flight that they think you're going to be able to connect on if you're booking it at all as one itinerary. But I mean, like, for example, American allows 30-minute connections in Phoenix, which gives me anxiety just talking about it. I mean, I would usually shoot for, you know, a good hour or, you know, more. You know, maybe if you have lounge access, go for 2 hours. But yeah, you don't want to put yourself in a stressful situation where your first flight is delayed, and then, you know, you're going to miss your connection because you don't want to be in that kind of a situation.
What airport, no offense to them, but what airport just makes you want to pee a little bit because you have to get from one point to the other?
Yeah, especially if you're going international next, where you maybe have to leave a terminal, go outside, catch a bus or a train or something. I know, probably like Chicago or New York. Or
Houston is big. That's an airport's
Houston,
massive.
Any of the big airports, even Atlanta, you know, which is, you know, is the busiest airport in the world. Yeah, give yourself a little bit more time in those.
Finally, Megan, she says, I'm trying to decide between TSA Precheck and Clear. Is one better than the other? And do you actually save enough time to make them worthwhile?
Definitely get TSA Precheck. If you travel even a couple times a year, it's good for 5 years. Clear, don't. Unless you travel like a lot, like 5+ times a year, don't even get Clear. It's not worth it. It's very expensive. And Precheck is covered by a lot of travel credit cards, and it's pretty cheap.
And despite the trends right now on the social medias, TSA Precheck does save you time, right, Jared?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Give it up for Jared, everybody. For the best travel news and the best deals, be sure to head to thriftytraveler.com. They're the best. Again, saves me money all the time. We'll be right back. Stay with us. That was great, my friend.
Thank
Boom.
you, Jason.
I know, we could literally do a whole special on Clear.